Okay, so I can't believe this actually works. Alright guys, now I hope you're all good. Now, honestly, I can't believe this actually works, but it does. So if you watch these two clips side by side, they look practically identical, right? Well, they're not, they're completely different. One is actually RED R3D, and the other one is NRaw, both shot on the Nikon ZR, both at the same time, both using exactly the same settings. More or less. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can convert your NRaw to become RED RAW, essentially, but save like half the file sizes. Crazy. Okay, so one thing I want to make clear before we go any further is I'm not a professional filmmaker. I'm a videographer, which there's a difference. Like, there are different levels to being a professional within this industry, like there are with most other industries. And just because someone gets paid and is classed as a professional doesn't mean they're an expert and doesn't mean they know everything. I'm like learning every day. Now this doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about, it just means that I'm, limited in my own experience and my own education within this field. And shooting in RAW video is, it's new to me, so I'm learning as we go along. And I kind of want to take you along for the ride. So everything I do kind of pick up and learn and I'm passionate about, I want to share with you guys. So there may be mistakes, and there may be more efficient ways of doing what I'm about to show you. And if there are, then please leave a comment below, share the wealth with the rest of the community, because we all need to learn from each other. It's the best way to do things. So with that being said, if you're new to the channel, my name's Sam. I'm a professional videographer and photographer. Been working in the industry for, 15, 20 years or something like that. But by all means, I am not a filmmaker within the Hollywood scene. I'm a one-man band, and I do campaign shoots and all this sort of stuff for different types of businesses up and down the country and some around the world as well. So yeah, I kind of know what I'm talking about, but I'm also learning all the time, which I think is very important. So with that being said, and this cold really probably affecting my voice in this video, let's crack on with it. Okay, so RED RAW and NRaw. How do we get the NRaw to look as beautiful as the RED RAW and save on half the storage? Well, I'm glad you asked, Jeremy. It's actually quite easy. Sort of. So in these examples, I shot them all using the Nikon ZR, of course, and I did one clip in R3D and then another clip in exactly the same location using exactly the same settings in NRaw. But the key to getting these file sizes down is to shoot the NRaw in the normal format rather than the high quality format, because the normal format is like half the file sizes, whereas R3D doesn't have this option. It's just got high quality, which is why it's very annoying. But it doesn't actually affect the image quality, not from my testing anyway, and for the majority of people, it's going to be negligible anyway, so why not just try and save on half the file sizes for, 10% less quality? That's probably what you're going to get, if not less. Less than 10% off the quality. So not 10% of the quality. I meant like, if you've got 100% quality, it'd be like 90% of that quality, maybe 95. So to make this video easier to follow, I've put the footage into two separate folders, R3D and NRaw. And as you can see, the NRaw files are much smaller in size compared to the R3D files. Roughly half the size, which is, that is mega. When you're talking gigabytes for seconds, it's insane. And now I'm going to create a third folder and call it NRaw to R3D. And simply copy the NRaw files and put them in this folder as well. Now this is where the magic happens. All you need to do now is simply change the file extension from .nev to .r3d. That is it. It's that simple. There are no settings you've got to play about within the camera, none of that. It's simply just changing the file extension. Almost anyway. So if we open up Davinci Resolve, you'll see that I've already imported all of my footage into the same folder format as what's on my drive. Now, as I said, I'm new to shooting in RAW, and I did try and keep the settings as consistent as I could. However, I did slightly mess up on the exposure, so don't judge me on these files. But either way, it doesn't actually matter for what I'm about to show you anyway. So as you can see, I've shot each clip in the same location, one after the other, in NRaw, and then again in R3D. And if we take a look at the first clip, we have the R3D version in its RAW format, and here's the NRaw version in its RAW format too, without any conversions or color grading just yet. And as you can see, they look completely different. But take a look at what happens when I take the same NRaw clip that we changed to become an R3D file and drop this into the timeline. It looks exactly the same as the R3D clip. And we can see this even more if we go into the color page within Davinci Resolve, because it treats it as if it was an actual R3D file. It has all the same features and adjustments that the R3D clip has, but with the NRaw, it seems to be a little bit limiting. Like, you don't get all of the features that you do with the R3D clip, such as being able to change your ISO after the fact, which is game changing, by the way. Obviously, you can still change the white balance for all of them with them being raw, but being able to change your ISO is just a nice bonus compared to just being able to adjust the exposure. Now, I'm not sure of the science, but I think adjusting your ISO in post helps render the noise pattern a little bit better than it does if you were to just raise up the exposure. Don't quote me on that. And to speed things up a little bit, over in this timeline, I've put all of the clips that I've shot together and applied a color space transform and a basic color correction just to show you how good this is. So if I turn on the space color transform node for the R3D file first, which essentially just brings it back to a Rec 709 color space. Now if I do the same for the NRaw to R3D converted clip and just mess about with the exposure a little bit because I suck at my job, boom. I mean, how good is that? So now with them all color corrected, if we scrub through the R3D and NRaws, they look totally different. Obviously. But if we scrub through all of the R3D clips alongside the converted NRaw to R3D clips, you can see just how close they actually look. Like, they almost look indistinguishable. Indistinguishable. Now I did have to mess about with the exposure and play about with the white balance a little bit because I do suck at my job. But that doesn't actually affect how any of this works. That's just me being terrible at setting the exposure in camera. All we need to know is that they look the same, or they look very, very similar, which is exactly what we want. Which basically means that you can now use the Nikon ZR, shoot in NRaw, save on half the file sizes, and gain all those extra exposure tools that you don't seem to get with R3D, such as focus peaking. But what's more, essentially, now don't quote me on this, essentially, if you own another Nikon camera that can shoot in NRaw, you should be able to shoot in R3D. I mean, I've not tested it, I don't have a Nikon Z6 III to test this with, but I'd like to know if it does work, so if it does work, let me know in the comments, because that would be pretty cool if you could use a Z6 III and also shoot in RED. I'm not sure if it's just unique to the ZR, it might be something to do with how the ZR is programmed and its colour science and the fact that it's got RED sort of technology in there. It might not allow them to convert in exactly the same way, but in my head, it should work, right? If it does, then I mean, you get 2 thumbs up, but don't 2 thumbs up at the video because it just cancels the thumbs up, I think. So just give it 1 thumbs up, maybe subscribe as well, or hit the bell or something like that. Yeah, don't double thumbs up because I think I might, yeah, that might not work. So you've gained all those additional features now. However, the eagle-eyed viewer of you may have noticed that they don't look exactly the same, right? You could just leave it there, no one would really know, like, unless you put them side by side, no one will actually know that it wasn't a RED file. It still looks great and it still looks close enough. But I don't like close enough, and it kind of bugged me a little bit. So what I've done is, for you guys as well, I've actually done a few little tweaks with the hue versus saturation and all this other stuff and exposure and I don't know, the curves and stuff. I can't remember what I did. But I've made another node, right? And when I activate this node, honestly, you guys are going to want to subscribe. You're also going to want to come knocking on my door and make friends. But I've moved house now, which is why I've got a different set, so you can't if you already knew where I lived, which I don't think any of you did. But anyway, I'll create a little node and watch what happens when I turn this node on. I mean, come on! Am I a genius or am I a genius? Honestly, my genius has no bounds. But yeah, I didn't want to make a video where I'm just telling you guys to do something else that someone else has already told you how to do, because let's face it, I'm not the first guy to show you this. But what I do like to do is at least try and add my own little special sauce on top. And that is to allow you guys to also download this node tree, free of charge of course. So I'll leave a link in the description box below where you guys can actually download this node tree for yourself. Obviously, I did have to mess about with the exposure and the white balance on my NRaw file, so I don't know if they copy over, they probably do, so you might just have to play about with the exposure and your white balance, but essentially you should still get the same look. Once you balance that out, honestly, you'll be laughing, I tell you, laughing. Anyway, that is it from me. I hope my voice wasn't annoying too much because, as I said, I've got a bit of a cold. My 2-year-old son had tonsillitis, and I think he also had a fever and another cold as well going on at the same time, so I've obviously caught it because he does cough in my face. A little annoying child. But anyway, he's alright, honestly, he's alright, it's fine. But that's why I sound a bit croaky. But anyway, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up because it really helps out the channel. Consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. Hit the bell, all those nice things that put a smile on my face. And I'll see you in the next one, which might be about additions to this new space that I've got, because if you didn't watch my last video, I've moved house. So this is indeed a new space, hence the different background, which isn't the final background. This is essentially just me trying to polish a turd. But yeah, I've got my wall panels on the floor over there, hopefully fitting those at some point in a future video. So if you want to see that, please subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.
I know, you heard a little something about me, right? People love to talk, everybody wanna doubt me, right? I know, bunch of fakes on